Okay, let's look at the Banggood uh, link for this device. I'll share this link in the description below for the video. So yeah, this is the device, WSPR Beacon. I had no clue whether it will work or not. Saw this and took a chance. I can make it work. So made it work. There could be a lot of things that could be better. This says it has TCXO. I am still not sure whether it has because I'm seeing drift in the signal. And like I mentioned earlier, mine is not able to do 23 dBm correctly. I'm not sure why, but it is working at 100 milliwatts. So let's take a look at that. And oh, by the way, let me show the document for this. This is the document that comes with the beacon. So well, I tried all this. It did not work as given here because here it says version 1.2. By apparently this device was made by BG6 JJI. I even wrote to the email address given in QRG page for this call sign, Jerry, but no response so far from him. No, not a problem. Figured out other link for the. Well, before we go to the updated firmware, let me show you this document. There are a lot of instructions here on how to get everything working. Some troubleshooting, tried all this, nothing worked. So then search for other, firmware and found this. This is my GitHub repo. I've cloned it, forked it from this repo. This is the original one. The reason I forked it is because I had some ideas in mind which I wanted to implement. So I forked it. Oh, right, it's not in the main. Uh, it's not in the master branch. It's in the firmware 2.0 branch. Yeah, I did not merge it to mainnet. So last use is firmware 1.3, which supposedly has band hopping for at least two bands, 15 and 10. But I've disabled band hopping because I'm getting good results only on 15 right now. So you can use this. This works. I'm using it right away. Rest everything is the same. Some of the things I've added in the firmware. Let me open that up in the Arduino. So you need to add some libraries. That will be very clear. Not a problem at all. If you are used to doing the firmware, it should not have a problem. So once this opens up, I've made some changes. Previously, it had only error codes 3 times blink for an error. I added some more error codes based on which kind of error it is. Remember, the only 1.0 has serial print for some amount of debugging. 1.2 from 1.2 version, there is no serial monitor support. So I added some LED support for this. TX, which is the TX LED, depending on which, if it's a GPS error, it will blink 5 times and then device reboots itself. If SI 5351 error, not 5351 error, it will blink 3 times and then reboot. If it's a daytime sync error, it will blink 10 times. I mean, you can configure this. So these are the bands, commented all of them. I've enabled just two bands, which is 15 and 28. And then this is the my call sign. You'll have to change it if you're using it. So if you can see, 22 I put it as, so it should be about 1.5 150 milliwatt. On WSPR it shows just 0.1, so 22 dBm is what I'm outputting right now, asking the device to output. By default it is configured at 23 dBm. 23 dBm did not work for me. Need to figure out why. I've put it to 20, tried it with 27 dBm also. No luck there, much luck. I was able to reach only 2 stations, one North Indian station and one Perth station. But with 22 dBm, I'm able to reach many. Maybe in the coming future, I'll try with 21 and 20. Reduce that. And rest of the things you don't have to make any changes. You can use directly. So pretty much standard code here. Right? So as you can see, I'm trying band hopping. Right now it's disabled. But you can take a look at the code and implement your own band hopping and let me know how that works for you. So that's pretty much with the firmware. Let me just show you how the firmware update happens on this, and I'll come back. Thank you. Okay, so once we connect the device via USB-C type cable, you should see that connected to the port. Right now it's connected to COM13. And then what you need to do is you need to go to your Arduino, the same file that we had opened a little while earlier. Select Arduino Nano here, Arduino Nano, and then processors 80 Mega 328B, not the old bootloader, but just this. And then the port is COM13. That's all. And you upload this, and we can see the way it uploads. It's compiling now. Let's wait for it to compile. Of course, you will lose the original firmware if the person who built it, Jerry, if he responds back to me with the original firmware or is gracious enough to give me the INO, I'll put it up in my GitHub and add an update to my video. Check the description of my video for any updates. It should be there. I'll mention it so that we can revert it back to the original firmware this came up with. For me, there are no videos on this on YouTube. I have not seen the pretty, as you saw in the build date on the PCB. It's built in October of this year, so pretty new. So reading and writing. So yeah, there you go. Firmware is updated, and that's about. It's so easy to update the firmware. Thank you. Let me come back with connected to the antenna and the GPS and see how this works. Thank you.
Okay, now let me keep everything aside and connect the antenna, and let's see how this works. Yeah, I need this SMA to BNC adapter. Connect this, and then take the GPS antenna, connect this as well. Maybe I need to tighten the thing a little bit of, yeah, and then connect this. There you go, and then connect the power. So let's wait for the GPS lock, and then we can see that it will go into TX when the leftmost light, which is red in color, will turn on for the TX cycle. So let's keep it here for a second. Yeah, there you go. We got the GPS lock, and then let's wait for the TX cycle. That will come shortly. There you go. The TX light has come on, and this light will stay on for 2 minutes, sorry, not 2 minutes, 110 seconds, about 110 seconds until the JT encode library does its whole WSPR transmit the codes, and then it'll take a 10-second breather and then start on the next TX cycle for another 110 seconds. So basically, if you see in the code, we start on every second minute the TX cycle, and there's no RX, so just the TX, like I mentioned before. So it'll just go into the TX cycle, do 110 seconds of TX, 10 seconds rest, and then start another TX cycle. So this is about the WSPR beacon. Next, let's look at the WSPR.ROCKS and see the logging that I've done in the last 12 hours. Before, I think I've been experimenting with this since about 2 days now. If you go back to WSPR.ROCKS and look for my call sign for the last 10 weeks or so, you will see a lot of WSPR logging happen. That is from my ZBTEX, which is I operate at 1 watt. This at 100 milliwatts. Thank you. Next, we'll go to seeing the WSPR.ROCKS. Thank you. We'll be back in a second.
Okay, you can see WSPR.ROCKS, which is my favorite site to see my WSPR updates. As I mentioned, this device does only TX. It does not do any RX, so we are not reporting any spots here. We depend on other WSPR enthusiasts to report our spots. So I'll go to search here, search for the last 12 hours, 3K spots, and this is my call sign, any band, any mode. I can just filter it to 15. As you can see here, I've done about 104 calls today in the last 12 hours on 15 meters. I'm just doing it on 15. So when I do the search, it gets me this map. And if you go to the table here, these are the spots that has been reported by other hams. Thank you, and thanks for watching this video. 73.